How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the press conference where you're going to get the answers that you're not going to get anywhere else in esports. My name is Zack, content manager for compLexity Gaming, and with me this week, over here on my right, I got Kyle Beef Batista. How's it going, Kyle?
Good, man. Good. Excited for our second week here.
Excited. Busy week.
Really, really busy week. We got Dota across the way. Been watching them today, and just busy around the HQ.
Someone else who's had an even busier day, Mr. Jason Lake. You still in one piece?
I am still in one piece. Doing great. Great meetings today. Really exciting stuff. And I was a little late. Apologize for that, but I'm ready to get rolling. Did we win the other Dota match?
We split both.
Yeah. I forgot my phone, too. To top everything off, like I ran out of there with my hair on fire. I had meetings all afternoon, and I left my phone in the office. So
I think
that's going to be pretty.
I think I'd have withdrawals. Like, I think 3
I feel
hours
like I'm
max.
missing an arm or something. But we split both.
We did.
Yeah, better than losing both.
And then with us over here, it's not Scott Ford, but it is
better.
Oh, dang it, I can't say.
Shots fired.
I love you both. We have Matt Warden. How's it going, Warden?
It's going good, man. I'm glad to be on the show. Get to talk some CS today and a little bit more about some of the other divisions we have.
Yeah, really excited too. Especially to talk some CS. We've had some great recent success, and hopefully be able to dive in and hopefully to have on the podcast a couple different times and give our fans some opportunities to kind of pick your brain, talk about pro CS, and get some insight to what's going on with our team.
Yeah, I'd love that.
So some of the topics that we're going to kind of glaze over today, just like I had talked about, we're going to be talking about CS. We're going to be talking a little bit about Dota and Hamburg.
Hamburg.
You see, you affected me.
You got him going Hamburg now.
Yes.
You know what, man? We're Americans. We can say it however we want.
Oh, jeez.
We're also going to be talking Rocket League, which was a big request. A lot of people listen to episode 1. We're going to be talking about a little about Rocket League. And we're going to be then jumping into fan questions.
Awesome.
So since obviously CS is going to be a big topic of this podcast because of our special guest, I want to first start off 11 out of 18. You sat down and saw show notes. His reaction was the greatest thing.
Well, it's funny because as you're playing them, you really don't. I don't log like a mental record. I'm just like, oh, we played good tonight. We 2-0'd. Oh, we could have played better. We 1-1. Oh, we played awful. We 0-2'd. So, like, looking back, though, 11 out of 18, it's not half bad considering.
18 matches in, 5 days?
6.
Whew,
it's an average of 3
That's
a day.
A lot.
So, to win 11 out of 18, I'm actually pretty happy with that. Disappointed because some of the matches that we lost, we probably should have won. But, 11 out of 18 coming out of a stretch from the major to Star Series over in Ukraine. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I think we're playing good enough to make playoffs in both leagues if we just get our stuff together.
Yeah, we're definitely looking good in ECS. ESL, you still think we have a good shot there?
I wouldn't say the word good really applies. I would say
there's a shot.
We're not dead
there
yet.
Go.
And, the fact that we can 2-0 teams like NRG should be encouraging because if we get our act together and maybe 2-0 like a Liquid at the end of the season or a really good team like that, our record could come into shape to make playoffs. But it's going to be hard.
You're saying they don't need to get out the whiteboard just yet?
So you're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying we're not mathematically eliminated is what I'm saying.
There you go.
No, but in the big picture, like I'm really proud of Matt and the team. It has been an insane stretch. And people that don't follow us super closely, I don't think understand just how hard a stretch it's been. And not just for us. A lot of top Counter-Strike teams have just brutal schedules. So going back to was it August? When did the boot camp start? Pre-major. Let's just do a quick run through.
It was August. We left
August 20th-ish.
Yeah. I think we left on the 13th.
And how many weeks were in Europe before the major started?
2.5.
We were in 2 weeks, yeah.
2 weeks in Europe. And then the major started. How long the major lasted when we were in London?
We were there 36 days.
Yeah, you went there in Europe 36 days. Came home for a day? And then went to New York City? 2 days?
2 days.
And then went to New York. And then you came back for
2 or 3 days.
Another couple days. And then you went to Ukraine.
For 11 days, which was
for 11 days.
A very extended tournament.
So you're 50 days abroad and a little quick trip to New York City. And then we come back exhausted. People have been fighting illnesses and thrown right into ECS and ESL. So overall, it's just a brutal schedule. And, Matt and Ron and the guys have really, really played well and made us proud. Obviously, we prefer to get more than 11 out of 18, but all circumstances on the table, I think that's not bad.
No, it's not bad. I think a good thing to note, though, is something you said that we're actually new to this position, having to travel this much. But other teams like Liquid and certain other organizations have been dealing with this now for 2-3 years as the tournament schedule has just been packed.
And if you watch, I think if you know what you're looking for, certain players have struggled because of it. It's a difficult lifestyle. It's really hard on people. And
Twist just made a post about it just a couple of days ago about how he's struggling with his health issues.
And it's
you have to manage it. You have to actively be working to combat the effects of this stress.
And we're still learning how to do it. And today we had a masseuse in, which was Matt's idea, and all the players got massages, and we're just trying to get them fed right and hopefully sleeping right and getting ready for the next stretch here.
Yeah, I think a lot of thing too is it's mental and physical health. I think the plane rides and sheer travel will wear on your physical health if you're not working out and eating right. But just like people say, the stress, traveling with the same 5 guys, being in the same room with the same 5 guys, expecting to get along with personality conflicts and things, it can just really wear on your mental health as a player. So I think my job as a manager is try to mitigate that as much as possible. But I have, it can be challenging at times when people get fed up with each other and stuff.
Well, you do a great job, and Ron does a great job, and we try to come alongside. This week I'm taking each player out to lunch or dinner just to try to add another voice into the mix.
Where's mine? That's all I have to say.
Where's yours?
Where's mine?
This is your lunch right here.
This is it.
Sounds good.
I went out with Stan yesterday. Tonight for dinner, we're going with Shaz. Tomorrow, I think, is Ye for lunch, just to have a chance to sit down and talk to people and come alongside what you've been doing and try to offer whatever old man wisdom I have. And it's been a difficult stretch. And if we don't make EPL finals, it'll be disappointing, but it's also not the end of the world. Truth be told, if I had one final to pick this year, I would rather qualify for ECS finals because it's right down the street.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And I want all our local people to be able to go and see us in the playoffs. Of course, we'd like to go to both, but if I had to pick one, it would be Face It this year at the esports arena. So keep it up.
I agree, but I wouldn't count us out just yet because EPL's taken 6, and I think there's a good shot if we just step it up, we can maybe end up in that top 6. But
Well, let's just look at the lineup right now of Counter-Strike in America.
Yeah.
There are no easy nights. Like, remember back in the day, you'd have like Wednesday night, like, oh, we're playing blah, blah, and be like, wow, it's like a night off. That doesn't exist anymore. No, yeah. Right now, TL is always great. Cloud9, even though they've been restructuring a bit, they're always dangerous. Energy's playing fantastic. Rogue can beat anybody. United just 2-0'd us. They can beat anybody.
MIBR is playing top
MIBR
form.
is always, Fallen and his guys are always ready.
Let's talk about Ghost. Ghost is crushing.
Like,
Renegades made their
like winning
change.
dream hacks and stuff.
They're just no
Renegades
easy
made their
nights.
roster change, and they're 15-3 in the league.
Yeah, it's actually incredible how well they're playing.
Like, what?
It's arguably, if you take a step back, it's arguably one of the most competitive times as far as parity in North American Counter-Strike history. And I don't think it's getting a lot of attention in the press, but it's an any given Sunday type of thing.
No, it
where
really is.
Almost any team in that league can beat any other team. So,
and just to talk about our team more specifically, and I'm not here to trash talk. It's just kind of the truth is, even against some of the quote unquote easier teams, if you want to put that on Envious or somebody like that, our team tends to play up and down. So we'll get in a blood match with a team like that. It's like a team that you really like. We should be closing out much easier.
We play to the level of our
opponent.
opponent.
The next day we'll 16-2
we also have slow
liquid.
starts. A lot of slow starts.
A lot of our 1s recently.
A lot of inconsistency. It's just hard for me to watch. One day we'll struggle to close out an Envious, and the next day we'll 16-2 liquid, and I'm trying to make sense of all this.
2-0 NRG.
Yeah,
right,
we definitely have to do better at playing consistently and not playing to the level of our opponent.
So we've got most of our matches out of the way with C9, with NRG, with Liquid. I believe we still play MIBR in both leagues, though.
Correct.
How are we feeling against that team?
I feel like our first real match with them was at the major on stage. We had never really played against the MIBR brand before then. And I feel like we played them close and should have done better. But
especially on Inferno. That was our map.
Yeah, and I feel like we should have at least taken that to the third map. So that being said, minus the stage pressure, we know what we're capable of. I really feel like the guys will perform. I feel like we should be at least splitting with them. Maybe we can come and play really good CS and get a 2-0, but feeling confident about those matches. But they're a good team. Like, they have major winners on every single player on that team.
Yep.
So you can't ever look past them.
And before we get to those matches, we have CS Summit coming up this weekend. How are we feeling about that?
Wow, is that this weekend?
Yeah.
We're leaving for it early next week, actually.
Yeah, we leave on the 31st.
Next week.
Sorry.
Okay.
Feeling good about CSGO. I actually won't be at that event. I'm taking a little family vacation, but it's all prepared. The guys are ready to go. We have one online match we're playing from out there, which Kyle has done a good job coordinating our, the LAN center we'll be playing it at. And I think we can, it's right in that pool of teams that we know we can beat. And, there's no Astralis there or any teams that we haven't really broken out against yet. It's all a bunch of teams that, we've beaten the G2s, the bigs. They're definitely good competition and learned in Star Series that they can easily beat us back.
Yeah.
But it's got a full pool of teams that we know that we can have success against. So I'm excited to see how the boys perform.
I think if we play our best there, we could absolutely walk away with the trophy.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
For sure.
But those teams, I've looked at the pool of teams. I couldn't tell you directly off the top of my head. I don't know if Fnatic's there, but I know it's like G2 Big or some of the top 2 teams there. And they're going to be tough, but, if the guys play their game, I know we can beat them.
Perfect. Any more Counter-Strike?
Nothing we can announce.
Yeah,
No.
there's another one coming up, but we can't
Just that
announce it yet.
busy week last week. That's really all. Just 18 matches is a handful.
Really busy. And Shaz and Peter are going home tomorrow for a little mini vacation. Get a break.
I think Shaz got paranoid because he listened to the podcast last week when I said, hey, they're all like, you tell they're really busy and traveling a lot when Shazam's growing a beard. Next time I saw him, he shaved it. He's like, I heard you. I think got all paranoid. So
Yeah, no. Anytime we get a little week off, Stan had some stuff to do with his home. At home, he had some mortgage paperwork to take care of. So since he's going home, we're gonna let Shaz piggyback and go visit his family. Yeah. So we just try to find those open weeks where they can get out of here and go see their families.
yeah.
They're
Perfect.
few and far between.
And then
Next.
we have some really exciting stuff to ask you. So if you guys want to hear some of the great fan questions we have for Matt towards the end of the show as we get to our fan questions, please stick around for that. But as of right now, we're going to be rolling into Clash Royale. So we just ended our league play in second place. Last week we were talking about how we had a little bit of the stumble after the 6-0, then lost 4. Now we've climbed our way right back up. Now landing in second place
We
as we
briefly
go into
had
playoffs.
first place again.
We did?
We won 4. We had first place again for a day. Then Immortals came back and they won their match.
That's what
Not
it was.
against us. Then
Well, we
in
finished with the
second.
same record, right? 10-4.
Yeah.
Must have been head-to-head or something.
Yeah, they had head-to-head over us.
Yeah, so that's why they got first. We got second, but we had the same record. Really, really proud of the guys battling back after a huge midseason slump. If it wasn't for that slump, we would have run away with the league. But
Yeah.
sometimes slumps and failure at the right time can actually be very good. Number one, it humbles people. It's like, step off yourself. Maybe you can get better. Number two, it exposes your mistakes and your weaknesses as a team. And you want to expose that during the regular season, not in the playoffs, right? In any sport. So now we're 1 win away. It's us versus Immortals for going to the World Finals. And we're really excited about that. Beef and I want to go to Tokyo. I've never been to Tokyo. But regardless, win or lose, I think this is going to be, a season that we remember. We're incredibly proud of Matt and the team and the guys and the way they've battled back and how hard they've worked and the passion with which they've gone about their game. And they've represented us professionally, everything from on the stage to Conan. And, everything they've done has made us proud. And win or lose, we're glad that we chose the guys we chose to work with.
Yeah, and even the backups, Chache and
They had
El Jefe,
their debut.
they finally got to
Yep.
play a match. They were there for
Got the dub.
10 weeks. Didn't play a match. They were just there to hang out. They were there to practice with our guys and just make us a better, more complete team. They've been practicing. They've been in the lab. And they came out and got their win to help close out our final win of the regular season.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Seeing the footage, I could argue that Chache was there just for like team morale. The guy is just
they're
a
such
fireball.
incredible guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I don't follow mobile as closely as y'all. I've had my hands full with CS, but what I've seen on Twitter and the videos and everything I've seen of the Clash Royale team, Mystery Matt's doing a great job with that squad. And you can just tell, like Kyle said, their passion, it just shines through every time they make a video on stage, play a match. I mean, I think even one of the teams was complaining that they were yelling too much during winning.
I saw that Twitter exchange.
So,
that was something.
Yeah, so,
something.
I can understand both sides, but, they're just excited.
Yeah.
And, it's just great to watch.
And Matt's really looked up to you. Matt has said to me privately that he really watches how you manage your division. And he really
I've been
looks
learning
up to
from
you.
him.
He watches the POVs. He watches the extended cuts. He's listening to. He always asks us. He's like, "What should we talk about in the pregame speech today?"
Yeah.
And then we're like, "Go watch some of Matt."
Yep.
Cool. That's good to hear, man, because I look up to that guy a lot. I think he's doing a great job. And, ever since the day I met him, he's just been a complete professional, very respectable person. So
He's a good dude.
There you go.
So
Familia.
good luck. Good luck to.
I want to go to Tokyo so bad.
I know. All right, let's keep moving.
So we're going to
Looking at
roll over,
flights.
as we all wish we were going to Tokyo, which I'm going to find a way to go to. You guys won't know about it. I'll ask for time off.
Put you in Beef's bag.
We're going to roll over to Rocket League, no pun intended. Recently with our Rocket League team, we had made some recent roster changes. We dropped Mets and we picked up Breezy Meister, and recently we were forced to play in RLCS regulation. Beef, do we want to talk about that?
So we actually have not played in relegation yet.
We're about to play.
We're coming up on it, but yeah, we finished in the bottom two spots of the regular season, and it was a change that we finished third in season 5, and
In the world.
third in the world. And I think that in the organization, we were pretty happy with that, and we were really looking forward to kind of moving forward and building upon that. But the players within themselves felt that the team didn't really have the opportunity to move forward from that. And to be clear, they're great friends. They tried really hard to make it work,
And really good people in general.
but they just found that they could not make it work with the playstyles.
Yeah. Hindsight being 2020, the new 3 did not play well this season, and we went from third in the world to relegations in Europe. So it was a difficult season. We're frustrated, they're frustrated, and we're going to take a look at what we're going to do moving forward. If I'm being really transparent for the purposes of this show, we have some struggles with how the developer operates. All of our games, get put in spreadsheets and get looked at holistically. What is the return on investment for this game? Whether it be social media growth, whether it be sponsorships, whether it be in-game revenue, whether it be stickers like Counter-Strike Go, whatever that might be. And a group of teams has kind of continually tried to work with Psyonix and Rocket League, and we really want to work with them. We think they've made a great game. We think a lot of what they're doing with their league is very positive, but we have not got the forward traction that we would like to see. And speaking just very frankly, we're very frustrated about that and believe that we can work together to build a better league, but that's just not taking place. And we're still working very hard to kind of build open lines of communications. So on the macro level, what we're going to do in Rocket League is up in the air. On the micro level, we really enjoy the people that we have on our team. We really enjoy working with them, but the results definitely were not where we thought they were going to be this year.
With that being said, I think middle of the season, after we had lost some ones that we probably needed to win, the team did kind of start to get it together. They said, I think after week 4 or what might have been, that they really learned how to play the proper meta and the proper way, and they were able to start bringing it back. Just a little bit too little, too late, and hopefully they're going to just keep working really hard. I know those guys work extremely hard all season, all off season. They're scrimming constantly, trying to get better. They want to be better, and hoping that we see them kind of strike back.
Yep, nothing but great things to say about our players. But on a macro and a micro level, we're very much up in the air about Rocket League, so you have to keep an eye out for that.
Just as a quick note before we get into our press conference questions, just wanted to give a quick update on Fortnite that Cole Hogman and Pupper are going to be at TwitchCon. So make sure you guys stay tuned to our Twitter for that. Obviously, they're going to be streaming, competing over there.
Say hi to him if you see him.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they love pictures. Take a picture with Hogman, it'll make his day. Trust me, it will. He can be like, he calls me sometimes, Zach, dude, 4 fans today. I'm like, what are you talking about? 4 fans want to take a picture with me. I was like, living the life,
great.
bud. Living the life. So, and make sure every single week, you guys go on Twitter. You guys go inside of our Discord, Facebook, Campfire, Pigeon. I don't care how you get a hold of us, but use the hashtag ColePC, Cole Press Conference, and send us your guys' questions. Weekly stuff. If you guys want to know, for example, why we did a certain map choice on CSGO, why we decided to be able to use certain heroes or draft a certain way within Dota, make sure you guys hit us up, and that's why we're here every single week to ask you those questions. And then, Beef, the next one's for you. What are the expectations for Dota at ESL 1 Hamburg?
Hamburg.
With limited practice of the full squad. Now, I want to preference too with the full squad. Last week on the press conference, we talked about getting Skem into that leading role and getting him started off, getting him with visas. Now we have European visas working on NA, but what are the expectations?
Yeah, so just to elaborate on that again, we built his entire team essentially around Skem. Filipino kid. We tried to get him a visa into Canada, where we had the entire team boot camping for 3+ weeks. And that visa did not work out on a technicality. So that didn't work out. His North American visa is taking a little longer than expected. So he's not in in America yet either. But his European visa's worked out. So he was able to join us over there in Germany. Had a number of scrims yesterday with the team. And today, his first matches ended up going 1-1 with both Evu and Forward. I think we had a really good shot at taking home 3 out of those 4 games. One of them, maybe not so much. But we were trying some new stuff overall.
We're always trying new stuff, Beef. All the time. Like, I'll be watching a match and I'll go, Beef, what the hell was that? Oh, we're trying new stuff. We're trying new stuff. The next day, watch a match. What the hell was that?
See,
Beef's like, no, we're trying new stuff. We're always trying new stuff.
We have eternal envy. We're always going to be trying new stuff the entire season until we find something that works, and then we're going to use it for like a week, and then we're going to try new stuff again.
You're going to give us a heart
Well, to be
attack.
fair, it was like our first day with Skem in a competition format. So it really is coming out party. We're probably fortunate to go 1-1 and 1-1, considering the team had never really played with him in a LAN environment. So hopefully they can get it together quick and, try something different that works.
Yeah. And again, we built the entire team around him. We were very excited today watching a few of those games.
Yeah, you look good, right? I was in meetings all day, but you seem pretty excited.
Yeah.
You're like a little kid on Christmas morning, that big old grin.
Always.
I can't wait for just Matt to storm in the office and be like, you know what? Like, we're trying new stuff.
We had to try some new stuff.
Well, Matt understands Dota too at a pretty high level too, so he probably understands.
Stop, please.
See, I understand. I think it's all BS because he knows I don't understand Dota at a real high level, whereas he knows I understand Counter-Strike at a pretty high level. So if he came in like, we're just trying new stuff, I'd just be like, bull crap. So he can't get away with that. Now I'm suspicious.
The 10 decoy grenade strategy.
Lead his fins back, Lake. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's a new thing. It's hot. It's hot right now.
So hopefully Dota can keep winning now that we got Skem. And where's his visa, American visa at?
We're getting there.
Mm-hmm. Famous last words.
We're getting there.
We're going to roll over to Clash Royale. I had to find it. I specifically wanted to find this question. Is one of my favorite ones that was asked this week. And it was asked by @Boutel Ashu. Hi to all Clashers gamers at compLexity Gaming. I play Clash Royale and I cheer for all you guys at what, according to you, is the toughest team we have ever faced and why?
I don't know that we're most qualified to answer that.
Yeah.
That would be a question for Matt and the guys, but I would say probably Immortals, right? Since they have the tie record as us and they ended up first because of the head-to-heads. And we could totally be wrong. But yeah, Immortals have a really good team.
Cloud9 has been consistently really good as well. So those are probably 2 of the standouts. Now, we're not actually ever going to face the Liquid team. because they didn't make playoffs.
Right.
But I know that was one team that we had, we were not scared, but like
They were really good. We
they're
boot camped together a
strong.
little bit.
Yeah, we did. But there's a lot of really strong teams there, and who knows about China and the Asian teams and all these.
I
others,
can only
like,
imagine they have some
it's gonna be
incredibly
crazy.
good players in Asia. So hopefully we make the Worlds and we can see how we stack up.
Next one we have up is from Matt. From Matt.
Drum roll.
Question is, and this is from Mastery Matt, not Mystery Matt.
Not Mystery Matt.
I've gotten confused too. Don't
Normal
worry.
Matt.
But he asks, from manager to manager, what is the toughest lesson you've had to learn as a manager in esports?
There's been quite a few, to be honest. But I guess one of the ones I had to learn was that you manage and coach each player differently. Like, not every player needs the same, whether it be personal life coaching or in-game coaching. Each person and situation's completely different. So, I had to learn to quit blanketing my coaching style across all five and, really hone in and key in on, what cracks each person's nut, if you want to say. Maybe that wasn't the right thing to say, but how do you get through to each person? So that's been my greatest challenge, as a coach and manager, is just learning, how to get through, how to make sure this person's performing.
Good answer.
I think for me, it's more about taking a step back. I tweeted about this a couple days ago, that you need to be able to take a step back and separate yourself emotionally from the situation. You absolutely can develop friendships and just close bonds with various people when you work in this business. And you have to be able to step back and evaluate objectively. Otherwise, you're going to make incorrect decisions based on those bonds. And it sucks. And it's one of the hardest things about this industry. But if you want to be successful long term, you need to be able to take that step back.
Yeah, I think just to highlight, I think that's one player. Me and Rory have been together now for almost 3 years, and he was there while I was going through my divorce. So obviously, we're close friends, but it just leads to like a unique situation as his manager, like you say, when things are happening, or he's getting offers from Cloud9 more recently. It's tough to play his manager and his friend. You try to give him advice as manager, but on the side, this is what I'd do if I was you. And it's just hard. So.
And because we want to we want what's best for the player.
Yeah.
Even if it's not necessarily best for the org, you have to balance that. And that's something that Jason's taught us over the years is sometimes what's best for the business is not the decision, because we want to do what's right for people and what's right and what's operate in professionalism and integrity and all these things. So you kind of have to find that happy middle ground.
Can be hard.
Definitely
We work a lot here, and many of our friendships are based in the company. Also because a lot of us just kind of moved to the area. So it can definitely be tough trying to maintain the boundaries between, like, I'm your player, or I'm your manager, or I'm your boss, and we also happen to be friends, right? So it's tricky.
I will say, moving from coach to manager, I actually got pushed out of the circle even further by, just job position. As the coach, I was part of the team. I was there every day in the server discussing Counter-Strike. And as the manager, I'm not really a part of the team in that sense. I'm there. I'm definitely part of their support system, but I'm not part of the 6-man lineup. Ron takes that role. So just being even able to step back another step further was tough for me, because I'm so used to being on the team as a player. And then I took a step back, and I'm still kind of part of the team as a coach. And then I took another step back, and it's like
you keep getting promoted. Damn it!
My circles just get further and further out. So that was a challenge for me. Learning to just move into more of a management role and not, I'm their friend, but I'm their boss. I'm not really their friend. So just making sure I keep those boundaries.
Next question we have is for Jason. This is from Henry at HenryDota 2. What's holding back organizations like Cole from having an academy or secondary team, CS or Dota, similar to Asian esports organizations?
Two things I would say primarily. One is financial. If you want to have players on an academy team, you're going to need a coach. You might need housing. They're probably going to want some kind of salary. That can add up pretty quickly. not saying some groups like ours couldn't afford it, but there might be a better usage of funds elsewhere. And just bandwidth. We always joke about bandwidth in our company. There's only so many people and only 24 hours in a day. Of course, you can continually hire more people and expand your bandwidth, but with that comes additional costs, and you're trying to run a business within certain budgetary constraints, trying to build a company that's going to thrive. And a lot of times hard decisions are made. Even if you've got access to a lot of capital, doesn't mean you should run out and blow through that capital if you have a long-term vision. So I think academies are great ideas. We're definitely always considering them and looking at them, and it's something I think on our roadmap. But for right now, it's primarily just financial and our own bandwidth.
And I think the bigger question is too with that is not really specifically for academy, but how do we create the talent pool system to funnel into professional esports? It's not, having compLexity, building that all the way out, but what other entities can we use? What else can we do to be able to build like how it is for traditional sports? The NFL does not fund their talent pool in order to feed them, but how does that eventually evolve, I think, is more interesting to me to see how that works out. What were you going to say, Beef?
And that's something that we talked about last week with education and the fact that esports has been kind of built upside down, where it's professional and then it trickles down, whereas most other sports have been built upward. So I think that'll happen. But one of the other things that kind of holds us back is, especially in games like CSGO and Dota, where most of the academy teams are that aren't required, like in League and Overwatch franchises. CSGO and Dota, Valve has been moving toward a ruling where you actually can't have academy teams if they want to compete in either the major in CSGO or in TI. And it's hard to find a lot of people out there that want to invest their lives for not a whole lot of money into esports if they can't have a shot at the big stage on that team.
Yeah.
So it's being made a little bit more for us. But even just earlier this year, Matt was out there scouting an MDL team, advocating a lot for us to be moving into that. And then we got a ruling, and we're like, guess not.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
Wrapping up here with some of the final questions.
Couple more.
One of our questions that we had from our Twitter was, Matt, what is the biggest difference between a player in the MDL and professional? And even for me to kind of clarify the question a little bit more, is it habits? Is it practice time? Is it attitude? What would you say are kind of those biggest differences?
I'd say the habits and the attitude are more the small things, because I think a lot of aspiring CS pros are going to have proper attitude, decent habits. They're going to practice hard. But I think a lot of it is, I think the skill sets they're developing, a lot of people idolize like the fragging, the aim, winning aim duels, things like that. It's immortalized in videos, but what a lot of people don't see is like the communication, the teamwork, the time that people spend as a team going over strats, making sure everything's perfect. And I think all these other small things are what really separate the pros from MDL. I think a lot of the MDL players have the skill set, they've got movement down, they know how to aim, but they've never really participated in a true team environment where you're experiencing the teamwork, the communication. And so until you get in there and you get to experience that with the pros, I think it's really hard for people to understand like the difference between MDL and professional. But I think if we could put a match recording of an MDL team and then a match recording of a pro team up for both, to be listened to, I think then you would start to see people would really understand the difference. It's not about the aim, although having simple type aim never hurts. It's definitely going to put you well on your way to being a pro. That's not what differentiates these two different it's the other skill sets that I feel like NA especially has done a poor job like emphasizing, like people from my generation. We didn't do a good job of like passing down that skill, and I feel like EU's done a little bit better job over the last 10 years. Especially in countries like Denmark, really just proliferating that teamwork is the way to go, high-level comms. I think we kind of idolize fragging and stuff over in the U.S., and it's kind of that's where our culture is. We're producing a lot of young fraggers that don't really have the other skill sets in place. So it's going to be interesting to see what orgs step up and want to take risks on them and try to teach them themselves. I think we're doing that already a little bit with Jacob. We picked him up as a completely underdeveloped player, and we've turned him into quite a good player now. And he's learning about teamwork every day. He's being taught more and more about comms, and I think he's starting to get it. But in general, it's a big task. It's a real big task, and there's no guarantees. That's the problem. Like, there's no guarantees you're going to have a guy with the right drive, with the right mindset to adapt. So it's just going to be interesting to watch, who's going to take risks on those oboes, those psalms, try to craft them into better players.
Jason is someone who's been recruiting esports athletes for somewhat of a decade. Do you have any thoughts on kind of the differences between some of those, making it to the pros, some of the things that you've seen?
Oh, yeah. I think you could do an entire series on it, right? Esports at the highest level is, like Matt said, you need to have a certain amount of skill. Like Simple's aim is insane, but it's much more cognitive. It's much more about maturity and communication and understanding games at a much deeper level. And then there's always the stage factor. Some people they can absolutely dominate in their basement when you put them on a stage and 10,000 people are there. At first, I think everyone struggles with that, and you just got to get used to it. But some people just never can get over that struggle. And playing on stage with 10,000 screaming fans is very, very different than playing in your bedroom. But overall, I think it's really just the cognitive side. It's the maturity side that separates a lot of the most successful gamers from people that have a lot of talent and skill but just can't get there. What do you think, Beef?
I mean, I think I agree with you. I think a huge part of it is going to be motivation, ability to problem solve, conflict resolution, some of the stronger intangibles, but I think both of you nailed it on the head.
Yep.
I have for my final question, Matt, this is from myself. What do you think of the MP5?
I love it.
MP5 of death.
Only thing I would change is I'd make the silencer removable so we can get
Is it not removable?
I don't think so. I've never seen it go off unremoved. I would say it's not. Like, I don't play the game actively anymore every day, but I have never seen an unsilenced MP5 go off in the last month. So I would make that silencer removable so we can get some of that old... Yeah, exactly. that old bad engine action.
That's it.
Other than that, no, it's great. It's great to see him updating the game, though. It's really fun to see Valve.
Keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Was there a new cobblestone out today? I saw somebody tweeting about it, but I haven't.
Cobblestone.
Oh,
For Halloween.
That's cool.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Halloween
So after
time.
you die, you are still a ghost, and you can move around on the map and like spray graffitis and stuff. And you can spray graffitis, and you can do some other stuff. You can run into other ghosts, and you have a ghost knife, so you can like do something with your ghost.
I'm
knife.
taking
I
a
don't know
break
what it
from
is.
Black Ops today.
That's all she
Go
wrote.
play
Nah,
some
I'm still in
Haunted
Black
Cobblestone.
Ops.
Take us
About
out,
to be
Zachary.
Prestige 3.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show, Matt.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Beef Lake. Always again. Next week, make sure you guys catch us on the press conference. Between now and then, make sure you guys use the hashtag CoLPC. Like we said, any questions that you guys want to know, make sure you guys go in here and tweet them in the Discord, Facebook, Pigeon, anything you guys could possibly use.
Homing pigeon.
Let us
Homing
know your
Pigeon,
questions.
I wanna say
Campfires, let us
one
know.
thing real quick. I've been doing esports for 20 years now, and this is one of the only times I've ever seen an org open up to open questioning. Like, yeah, we've done Discord events and AMAs, but to have a live event, at least coming soon, live press conference event where people can just ask questions directly to the org, like, that's really neat. So I'm really hoping people hop on this and take advantage of it.
Yeah, and we're hoping to have you back on.
Absolutely. He'll be back.
Cool.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for watching.